Hi alls, TreyGamer58 here to give you a scare. Been looking forward to this one. Freaking, when the Gamescom trailer and gameplay came out last year, I dropped everything and played through Little Nightmares and its DLC entirely, 100%. I even got all the achievements, except for you. I even 100%ed that mobile game, which was alright. Oh, and I even read the comic, all 2 out of 4 issues that came out. So yes, needless to say, I was hyped for this game. I love the original and the creeptastic world it built. Heck, it even inspired me to make these short videos for newly released games. Yeah, quick look. I recommend checking out my review of the first game.
Hey guys, today we're gonna be doing a Roblox gameplay.
Or not. A lot of the things I said there apply to this game, so I'm just going to continually bring it up. Alright, Little Nightmares 2, developed by Terzier Studios and published by Namco Bandai. The game still feels like a 3D version of Limbo or Inside. If you played those games, or are at least somewhat familiar, you know exactly what to expect. You go from area to area, avoiding enemies, doing basic platforming, and solving puzzles by grabbing and dragging and climbing on stuff. Be sure to explore every nook and cranny to find all the hidden goodies, because they actually affect the ending this time around, as they should have. Also, you can find hats.
I love hats. They are the best.
Now, here's a common question I know will be on everyone's mind when playing these games. What in the heck is actually going on? I don't know. I thought I knew, but the ending flipped my understanding on its head, so I can't confidently say like I planned to. Heck, I even had a whole little skit planned. There's a lot of hidden lore and many fan theories. Light spoilers for both games real quick, so skip here. Maybe this 1920s to 1950s style post-apocalypse with people turning into child-eating monsters is because of either a caste-based society being formed through mass brainwashing, or giant incorporeal nightmares that are possessing people, turning them into exaggerated forms of themselves whilst powering said nightmares, and everything might be stuck in a giant time loop. All I know is that you gotta get to this giant broadcast tower to beat up Fedora Milady Slender G-Man. I can confidently say that the theme of the first game was hunger, and those with lots of food and those with barely any, but I'm not so sure about this one. Obsession, most likely? Like with your job or TV? Like I swear, sometimes it feels like this game is just Tim Burton made a boomer comic. Yeah, I had a lot more to say about the story of this game, but now I know how much I don't know. Heck, I'm not even sure if these are canon anymore. And I need to keep this video relatively short, so, end spoilers. You play as newcomer Mono. He has a bag on his head. You are also joined by returning protagonist Six, and you two have to work together to solve puzzles and not die. Mono can do everything Six could in the first game, but can now wield weapons to take out small monsters and obstacles. Yeah, it's intentionally clunky and unreliable, but can feel fun, but it can get really frustrating at points, especially when the enemies get more agile and gang up on you. He doesn't have a lighter like Six did in the first game, but eventually he gets like a flashlight and a remote way later in the game. Six, now a non-playable companion, will help you in many parts of your journey, mess with the environment, and will sometimes even take initiative.
Stop pushing! Stop pushing! Six, get out of the way!
Hey, wait a minute, why can't Six just play the game and find out? There's also a lot of cute moments where you and Six can interact with the environments in the world and even each other, so that's worth experimenting with. As said, this game is a lot like the first one. Amazing visuals with many neat touches. They sport a lot of good, high quality, realistic but still stylized audio and visual elements that utilize a lot of post-processing. The audio is near seamless and amazing, but I think the post-processing on the visuals is a bit much, because if you were to take a closer look at the background, you can see a lot of visual noise. Noise doesn't belong in things my computer is actively rendering, in my opinion at least. Then again, if you don't like the post-processing, you can always turn it off in the settings. Oh, changing the settings reminded me. I did have one major technical issue of the game. It's in the part where you enter the hunter's attic. Like, the game kept freezing up on me. Like, it wasn't crashing, and it would resume after a minute or two, but yeah, it had me freaking out. Was it because I was recording gameplay? Should I lower my settings? My rig shouldn't be a problem, as although it's not top tier, it's no pushover and handled better. I'm fairly certain now that it had something to do with the Gnome DLC. Yeah, if you get a deluxe edition, you get this extra bonus puzzle section that's pretty cool. Guess it was just unoptimally loading it in or something. Maybe my rig, maybe poorly programmed oversight, maybe patched by now? This DLC section's pretty cool, but I wouldn't say it's worth this premium, although the deluxe edition comes with other cool stuff. But I got it anyways because I'm a big fan and wanted everything this game had to offer. One problem I know everybody had with the first game was the length. 1.5 to 2 hours at most. Around 1 if you know what you're doing, 3 if you really don't. My recent 100% playthrough took me 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I dawdled a good bit and had many deaths. I have no idea how the average completion time is this high. It also doesn't help that the puzzles are more on the simplistic side. Unlike Playdead's creations, it's more so trying to find out how to progress and avoid capture, rather than focusing on complex puzzles, while also avoiding death. Personal preferencely, I like the focus on surviving and traversal more over so the puzzles, but even then, this game needed way more stealth sections. Oh, excuse me, hide and seek sections. Surprisingly, the DLC actually improved on this, being overall approximately 1 hour longer in total than the main campaign's length, although it utilized a lot more backtracking, having central hubs you had to work around. Yeah, I'm more of a fan of clearing rooms, or at least a set, and then moving on to the next unique location. Also, it had a bigger focus on puzzles, one of which I had to look up the solution for, and then face-palmed because it should have been obvious. Always gotta love when that happens. Thankfully, this sequel decided to keep progression more like that of the first game's main campaign, so no hubs, except for a couple unintrusive instances like the hospital foyer. I can't tell if the stealth to puzzle ratio is more or less, but what it has is both really well crafted, yet kinda disappointing to me. I was hoping for more sections like the chef's kitchen, open stealth areas with lots of routes and hiding places, and maybe you have to go through them a second time with like a different modifier. But now it's more linear, don't get caught in this scenario moments. I can't prove it, but I swear, there's minor randomization in this game, because I've watched other people's playthroughs of this game, and I swear like a few things were different, like very minor things were different. Well, specifically, that this didn't happen to anybody else. Also, the puzzles are pretty good and smarter than the first games, and I enjoyed them. Overall, the game's definitely longer. My first playthrough clocked in around 5 hours, but I explored blindly, died a lot, and got stuck at a couple of places, so maybe it's more so realistically around 4 or so, but I think it's more worthy of the money this time around. And of course, all the collectibles that adds to replay value. Another thing that I believe the first game was lacking in was actually being scary. Well, except for the lady. Screw the lady. I was hoping for instances like this here from the first trailer, which is definitely more terrifying than anything that's actually in the game. But don't get it wrong, this game did have a very good creep factor and had many good tense moments and butt-clenching sections. It's more or less the same in this game, except I think that the monster designs are a nice step up and feel more monstrous. Plus, the hospital. Ugh. Scariest thing has to be the mannequins that you gotta keep the lights on. GG Tarsier, this one gave me the giblies.
I do not like these giblies.
Also, this piano section where you gotta drag this box behind the teacher, yeah, definitely gave me the big butt clenched teeth grit energy. Now, I fully understand that this is not trying to be horror exactly. It's trying to be more creepy and intriguingly unsettling. The developers stated that this was the intention and wanted to focus on a style and tone that is creepy and interesting, while still having some genuinely spoopy moments every once in a while. Don't get me wrong, I really love and adore this series' style and tone, but even though I'm bad at stomaching horror games, I wish it tried a bit more in the genuine horror department, like as I said in the teaser trailer. Also, one more thing, since this game is taking place on the mainland, where's the sagging face kidnapping dude from the comics? I love that design. Also, how about Mirror Man, the North Wind? Turns out there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of cut stuff in this game, so that will be interesting to dive into. Anyways, that's Little Nightmares 2. I say get it, it's pretty good. If you like the first game, you'll definitely like this, as it's practically more of that, but with more depth and mechanics. If you have yet to play either game, I would say you can start with either one, so try it out if you're interested. I'm TreyGamer58. I'm really close to 200 subs. There will be a gift card giveaway at 200 subs. Need I say more? Sorry that this review's over a month late, I was preoccupied. I have many upcoming videos and projects planned. Hopefully they will actually come to fruition. But well, until next time, I'll see y'all next time, so see ya.